Someone asked Zlatan Ibrahimovic, "Have you forgiven Pep Guardiola for what happened?" Zlatan's answer? A hard no. He followed up by saying, "You can't forgive someone when you don't even know what their problem was. I didn't have an issue with him. He had an issue with me." This comment takes us straight back to one of the most explosive feuds in sports: a superstar player versus a legendary coach at a global powerhouse. It's the story of a franchise player who arrived with Super Bowl-sized expectations only to be forced out after just one season. In the summer of 2009, Zlatan arrived at Barcelona. The team was coming off a historic treble, but Guardiola wanted a new weapon to keep them on top. In a massive player-plus cash trade, Barcelona sent Samuel Eto'o and $46 million to Inter Milan for Zlatan. When you factor in Eto'o's value, the deal was worth about $68 million. At the time, he was the second most expensive signing in history, right behind Cristiano. Initially, it was a honeymoon. Pep called him a world-class talent who could do everything. Analysts thought Zlatan was the missing piece to make Pep's system unbeatable. Zlatan himself said it was a dream come true to chase a Champions League title with them. Before we get into the absolute chaos that happened next, do me a quick favor. If you're enjoying the story so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and lets us keep making these deep dives for you. Done? Awesome. Let's get back to it. Zlatan started the season on fire. He scored in his first 6 league games. He even scored the game winner in the Clásico against Real Madrid. Everyone thought he was the perfect fit, but behind the scenes, the locker room was reaching a boiling point. According to Zlatan's autobiography, the trouble started because of Messi. As Zlatan's stats climbed, Messi, the face of the franchise, allegedly went to Guardiola and said, "I'm being sidelined here. He's taking up the middle of the field, and I'm stuck out on the wing. I can't produce like this." Pep listened. He adjusted the scheme to move Messi back to the center, pushing Zlatan out to the flank. For a guy like Zlatan, this was an insult. He felt he was being sacrificed for another player. The tension turned into a Cold War. Barcelona had a deal with Audi, and Pep required all players to drive their team-issued Audis to practice to promote humility and discipline. Zlatan, being Zlatan, decided to start showing up in his blood-red Ferrari. To Pep, this was a blatant middle finger to his authority. To Zlatan, Pep was trying to run the team like a strict boarding school, and he wasn't about to let a coach tell him what car to drive. The breaking point came in 2010 after Barcelona lost to Inter Milan in the Champions League semifinals. Zlatan stormed into the locker room, got in Pep's face, and called him a coward and a spineless leader. He even kicked a metal equipment box across the room. Zlatan recalls, "Pep didn't even say a word. He just picked up the equipment I kicked and walked out like I didn't exist." That silent treatment, or punitive silence, drove Zlatan crazy. For the rest of the season, they barely spoke. Zlatan felt like a ghost in the building. When the season ended, Barcelona wanted to sell him to recoup some cash. But Zlatan played hardball. He told the front office, "I'm only going to AC Milan. If you don't make it happen, I'll start doing TV interviews trashing Pep. Actually, I might just punch him in front of the cameras." The Barcelona board, terrified of a PR nightmare, folded. They traded him to Milan for about $30 million, less than half of what they paid for him a year earlier. Don't buy a Ferrari to drive it like a Fiat. Even years later, Zlatan never let it go. He famously said, "When you buy a Ferrari, you put premium gas in it and hit the highway at 100 miles per hour. Pep bought a Ferrari but drove it like a Fiat in a school zone." It's the ultimate lesson in sports management. You can have the best coach and the best player in the world, but if their egos and philosophies don't align, the whole roster falls apart. Zlatan wanted to be the alpha. Pep wanted a system where the system was the alpha.